Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie and this is Steph's Rum Book Talk. But you guys already know that, right? This video is the Contemporaryathon Round 4 wrap-up. As I said, this is the Contemporaryathon wrap-up for round 4. It was being held from like February the 11th through the 17th, and you guys saw probably all except for one story that one book that I'm going to talk about in this video in last week's video for the wrap-up, so definitely go check that out. I did move around a couple because I was looking over it and was like, ooh, I really didn't do very well on this one, so let me move things around and make some stories that I did read fit. And yeah, so let's get into what I restructured and decided that I am going to tag for these books. I had 6 books picked out, and if you looked at my Instagram or anything like that, you know that I was going to try and read Sweet Tea and Sympathy by Molly Harper, Well Read Black Girls by Glory Edim, Tempest by Beverly Jenkins, Waterfall Effect by K.K. Allen, Twisted Romance by Alex de Campi, and When Life Happened by Jewel E. And. Now, I will say that I did get some of those done, and then there were some that I didn't. So what I did get done was, for the challenge of reading my most recent acquired contemporary, and my read with blurple on the cover, I am placing Well Read Black Girls by Gloria Edim in that category, covering those 2 challenges, because for one, I started reading this book and then I went ahead and purchased it in physical form. So technically, I did just acquire that book after listening to it because I want to go back. It has a lot of good reading suggestions within the book, and to write them down as I was listening to them was a bit tedious, so I went ahead and purchased the book, and now I have them as references at all times. And it deals with a lot of the black female authors, you know, letting you know what it was about reading and about being an author, who their favorite role models were. A lot of them had named off Shonda Rhimes, so I definitely am going to try and pick up, I think it's My Year of Yes, so I can read that during November for non-fiction November, or maybe even earlier than that, I don't know. But at some point this year, I'm going to try and read that one. A lot of them definitely, you know, talked about Oprah Winfrey and quite a few other big named black women that, you know, helped them and strived to help them find their way in being black authors and being black artists and things like that. For the reading diversely, I read Tempest by Beverly Jenkins, and I really enjoyed this book. This book is set in the late 1800s. It is a historical romance, but at the same time, it's not a stiff historical romance. It was so beautifully written, and our main character is so sassy. She is like, oh, I can see myself in her if I was to be plunked back in that time frame of, yes, I'm going to conform to women not necessarily having the rights, but at the same time, I'm going to speak my mind and let you know what is going on. She was my girl. And the sexy times in this book were fire. Straight fire. I was like, oh, this is very sassy and very sexy. For the dark and taboo contemporary, I went ahead and changed that up and put it as a sob-worthy contemporary, because I had tried to find something that was dark and taboo, but then I was like, I couldn't find anything, so I went with something that was a little more sob-worthy and hard-hitting. So I read The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, and this is, I have a hard time, for one, you guys, when you see this, you still can't get it. It doesn't come out until next week. I got it as an ARC, and I was lucky to get it as an ARC because when I initially signed up to read it as an advanced read, if you didn't know what ARC is, that's what that is. To read it as an advanced read, I got rejected by I want to say the publishing house. And then one of the PR teams that I work with opened it up to have it as an ARC as well. I went to them and asked them, and I lucked out and got on the list. And oh my God, I am so happy that I got to read this book. This book is just soul-crushing, heart-wrenching, and I cried at the beginning of the book. I cried tears, got teary-eyed throughout the book, and then by the end of the book, I was sobbing again for a completely different reason. And I don't even know that I would say that this is a romance because, yes, it has a happy ending, but it's just, whew, that journey that you have to take to get there was just so hard. It was so very hard. And oh my gosh. So I don't want to like give spoilers or anything like that. And I say go into this book blind completely, except for to know if you have any connection to the military, if you're a parent and you have kids, make sure you have your box of tissues ready because you're probably going to need it. That's all I can say about that one. For Read a Contemporary, I meant to read in 2018. I would have to say that I failed at this one, but that's okay because I still got a lot of good reading done last week. I did read 8 books last week, so I can fail at some things. For the next challenge was to read a non-traditional format, and normally I do listen to audiobooks and I read ebooks, so I went ahead and tried to do a graphic novel. Normally I have a really good time with graphic novels, but this graphic novel right here, Twisted Romance Volume 1 by Alex de Camp, just didn't do it for me. I did not like it. It was 12 short stories that I just felt like I was just thrown into, and it just didn't do it for me. Not at all whatsoever. And then to read a contemporary with the picture on the spine, which was the last category, I'm pretty sure that The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros has a picture on the spine of that. I will have to look and look at the promo stuff that I have for it to see if there's an actual picture there. But that is the book that I'm going to use for that. As always, I really thank Chelsea, Julie, Natasha, and our new host, Melanie, for putting this on. It's always a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Maybe next year I won't do 2 full month readathons along with the week-long readathon because that just didn't work out very well. But yeah. Were there any books in my list that you read during this week? How did you do? If you participated in Contemporaryathon, let me know down in the comments. If there is a book that you want to hear more about, either make sure you check out last week's review for it in my weekly reviews, or you're going to have to wait until next week on Sunday to get the weekly review for that one. So yeah, Contemporaryathon is over. Now I can concentrate on Blackathon and Romance Genre-athon, which is all about Black authors and main characters. So, yes. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys later.